Hello everybody, welcome back to another one of my videos. In today's video I'm hoping that I can help you out a little bit. Now, there is no denying that COVID-19 has flipped pretty much everything on its head, and one of the main areas of life that it's really affecting is education. Now, a few weeks ago I asked on my Instagram what sorts of videos you guys would like to see from me, educational or otherwise, and I had a few requests for a video similar to this one. In today's video, in collaboration with Unite Students, I'm going to be giving you a little bit of advice for effective online learning. Now, as it stands currently, no one really knows what the next academic year is going to look like, but there's no denying that there's going to be a lot of emphasis placed on online learning. So I thought a video like this might be quite useful just now, just to ease out some nerves a little bit, get people looking forward to the next academic year rather than dreading it, and hopefully just help you prepare a little bit. So I've made some notes. I have 5 main points I'm going to be talking through today, and hopefully some of them will be useful to you if this is something that's concerning you right now. So the first tip that I have is organisation is key. I feel like this can apply to a whole host of things at the moment when we're living under something that we have no control over. Being able to take control of the things that we can is often really helpful and can help us ease a little bit of stress. And in terms of starting at university, this is the exact same advice I would give whether it was the start of a regular term or in this quite unique situation. Just like in your first few weeks of lectures at uni, you need to know where you need to be and when you need to be there. Get your diary or your planner looked out and start taking notes of whenever you have an online lecture, whenever you have a tutorial, if ever there's any group work that needs done. Just get all of those important dates and times into your diary so you're not going to miss anything. For the last few years, whenever I've been giving advice about starting a new year at university, one of my main tips is go to as much as you can, whether those lectures and tutorials are optional or not, because you're going to pick up on some information that might turn out to be useful, and the same applies here. Anything that you're invited to take part in, I'd highly recommend that you do that because the information is there to help you out. And similar to getting yourself organised and familiar with your new timetable, my second tip is get the lay of the land a little bit. Take some time to become familiar with your uni's online learning portal. For Aberdeen, we use Blackboard, and sometimes it can be quite confusing knowing where you need to be when. So before any of the compulsory work starts, take some time just to kind of figure out how it all works. Similarly to that, make sure that your e-registration is complete and that you have full access to your university emails and all other attachments that you might need. If you find that there's like a certain area of the online portal or your emails that you can't get into, it's better to find that out before all of the compulsory lessons start rather than after. My third tip here is one that I think is extremely important, particularly when you are learning online, and that is create your learning space. Now, if you have access to a home office, a spare bedroom, a dining room, use it. If you have that spare space that's going to get you out of your bedroom or away from the kitchen table, that is really going to help you create that work-home divide. For me personally, when the end of second semester all got put online and I moved home, I found it quite difficult to get my essay done when I was sat at the kitchen table because that wasn't my workspace. So I ended up commandeering a table in our conservatory, and that became my library for a few weeks. And having that different space to go to, it really just gets you into work mode, and it definitely helped me stay focused. But saying that, I am so aware that everybody's home situation is entirely different, and for a lot of people you won't have access to a spare room that you can do your work in. And in this case, what I would recommend is look out those headphones. Particularly if you're in a busy household, if you've got younger siblings running around, being able to just put in your headphones can help you focus. And alongside this, make sure that you are making your family aware of when you're going to be working so that they're not going to interrupt you and think that you're just watching a YouTube video or something. I found it quite useful to write down the times that I was going to be on uni calls and just stick it up on the fridge so that my mum knows that at these times, please don't bother me because I'm busy and I need to be concentrating. I feel like the difference of people's home lives is probably one of the most difficult parts about online learning, because for some people they have like an entire home office set up that they can use, and for other people that's just not possible. But all you can do is figure out what works for you. My fourth tip that I've written down here is make use of the resources that are available to you. Now, as with any other year at university, your lecturers and tutors should be uploading pre-reading documents, PowerPoints, anything else that you might need to use onto your online portal. For us, our semester was organised by weeks, so you could click into whatever week you were working at and there would be the pre-readings that you had to do for certain lectures, there would be uploaded PowerPoints for lectures that you would have or that you were going to have that week, anything you would need to do for tutorials, and this should be no different if all learning is online. So just like what I mentioned in tip number 2, find out how it all works, make sure you know where these things are going to get uploaded because they're definitely going to help you. On top of that, your lecturers and tutors are there to help you, that is their job, and although it might not be the case of just nipping to their office if you have a question, they will be on their emails, so make use of that. If ever you have a question, no matter how big or small, just fire them an email because that is their job. And another thing that I've made note of here is have a little look to see if your course has a Facebook group or a group chat to join, because here not only will you get to know people, but it will help you keep your finger on the pulse of what you're needing to do. Never underestimate how useful your course mates are. They are all untapped resources and you're all there doing the same thing, so everybody should be looking out for one another. And the final point that I have written down is a little bit less of a tip and more just a little bit of a chat. What I've written here is online learning is a huge part of university study, COVID-19 or not. When you move to university, it is an entirely different learning environment to what school was, and you are expected to take ownership of your own learning. Nobody's going to be chasing you around to get things done. It is up to you to take control, and because of that, a lot of university is done online anyway. It is just such a shame that the start of this academic year won't also have the lectures and tutorials and that face-to-face help. But every student at all universities across the world will have had to grapple with and get to grips with online learning. I know I certainly did. It wasn't easy, but it's something that you need to do. It is part and parcel of doing a university degree. And as I said, I do feel for those of you that won't have that physical support there, particularly if you are going into your first year of university. But remember that you're going to have access to all of the same information and all of the same help, just in a slightly different way. And in the long run, this may actually assist your learning experience. From the very start of your uni degree, you are needing to take control of your learning. You are taking ownership over what you're doing, and you're going to be able to work out the ways of online learning a whole lot quicker than what I managed to. There's no denying that this year is going to be different for everyone, no matter their age and stage. It's going to be different for me going into my probation year at this time. I didn't have the end to university that I'd expected, and unfortunately for you, you might not have the start of your university experience that you'd expected. But at the risk of sounding like a wildcat, we are all in this together and we will get through it. I know for myself, moving to university was quite a daunting experience, and for those of you that now have some additional pressures put on top of that, there is no wonder that you might be feeling a little bit on edge or a little bit apprehensive. But at the end of the day, online learning is not as scary as what you think it might be. I'm sure throughout school you'll have had practice of doing different bits and bobs online, using different tools, and those will all come in to help you this year. Your course mates will be there to help you, your tutors will be there to help you, and at the end of the day, I think there's going to be a lot more support on offer, all things considered. So I hope this video helped out a little bit. If you do have any other questions or topics that you'd like me to discuss, let me know down below in the comments section. As I said at the start of this video is filmed in collaboration with Unite students, so it's going to be posted onto their channel and onto mine, so depending whichever side you're watching it from, have a little crossover, have a flick through the videos, because if this is something that you're interested in or concerned about, there are going to be videos to help you on both channels. And with that, I'm going to leave today's video here. I really hope that it helped you out a little bit. And as I said, any more questions or comments, do let me know. And with that, I'm going to head off now. Thank you guys for watching, and I will see you again very soon in another video. Goodbye.